right, hello, you lovelies. That is the longest I think I've gone without hearing that song ever since first hearing that song. I am Corjandro. I am a pop culture zealot who loves comic books, movies, and most people, and I hope I like you. Well, if you're here, I like you, pretty much guaranteed. I am joined, as ever, by the great Jake Lloyd Bacon. How you doing, man?
I'm doing fantastic. I'm very happy to be back.
It's been a while.
It's been a very long time. By the way, Pop Culture Zealot, is that the new brand?
It feels right.
I like it.
It feels good.
I like it. Pop the PCZ, baby.
It's got some, I like the consonants. It also feels like me.
I want to make a shirt that says PCZ in the way that they do TCB with the lightning bolt.
Oh, I like that. I see it. Pop Culture Zealot
Instead
also
of
feels
taking
like
care of business. TC.
It feels authentic to like my weird word use.
You are definitely zealous if you are nothing else.
That's actually how the name of my business is, Zeal Incorporated.
Great.
That way
Fantastic.
it's Zeal Inc. because it throws a little comic book zeal in there. You got ink as in the ink of it all ties together.
That works.
But yeah, you went on a gallivanting journey. I did as well.
Yeah, we both have done a lot of things. Mine was mostly for myself, and yours was mostly for other people.
That's how my life is, Jake. That's it's good to switch it up sometimes. I'm gonna try to.
You were like, you know what I'm gonna do for this couple weeks? I'm gonna plug in extra, and I was like, you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna unfucking plug.
And every time I'm like, I'm gonna do less, and then I'm like, what about 12 panels in 4 days, 7 hours of signing, and 3 trips to Disney World?
Yeah. Well, before we hear all about that, because that's the exciting stuff, we'll do the slightly less exciting stuff. But
the news,
not entirely unexciting. No, I meant like catch up with all of your
sure
like your shenanigans, because I want to hear all about a comic book. Was it comic book shopping that you did, or a version of that?
So I did basically. We're cooking up some stuff.
I said I was going to get there, and then I immediately.
And then you immediately
there.
You're like, well, let's hear about
we'll get there.
I want to hear about your gallivanting.
22 states in 15 days.
Holy shit, dude.
We
22 states.
We took the pups. We unplugged, and we drove across the country. And the entire time we drove there, when I say there, I mean to New York. The destination was my cousin Paul's wedding on Long Island. And the entire drive there, we were under winter weather warnings.
Wow.
And it was mostly fine because it was like crazy weather. It was like, a little bit of snow here, a little bit. One of our first stops was Arches National Park, and it like hailed on us at Arches. But then like the national parks gods like opened the sky for us for like a 5-minute gallivant where it was like a little bit sunny, and then it went right back to snowing and hailing. But everything was mostly fine. We get into the Denver area as we're getting to Colorado, and we're driving through the Rockies, and it is like the worst possible conditions. And I'm not sure if anybody's driven into Denver from the west. That's the mountainous side, and people drive awful there. And it's just like sleet, and you have like no visibility because of the rain, and there are these big giant tunnels that go through the mountains, and people all drive. So every time you exit a tunnel, you just see cars on the sides of the road because people drove like assholes in the tunnels. Tunnel ends, they're in weather again. And so that was chaos, but it was fine. Got into Denver, saw my cousin in Denver, really, really lovely. But then when we left Denver, getting from Denver to, I always forget the goddamn name of the state, not Arkansas.
Alabama.
No, goddamn it! What's the next city? Are you listening, Alexandra? Are you yelling at me? Where did we get into all of our snow troubles? Nebraska. Thank you.
The state.
So we get into Nebraska, and the nice little flurries turn into like snow-covered roads.
Yeah.
And Alexandra and I at some point switched because it starts getting a little bit too thick for her. She was driving at the time, and I was just like, it's kind of fun.
What kind of car was this, by the way?
So we rented a RAV4.
Nice.
So it wasn't entirely it wasn't, but it also wasn't my big lifted Jeep, which, by the way, the second the snow hit, I was like, if we had my Jeep, this would be so fun.
99% of the drive, not worth it, but that 1% of the drive.
Yeah. So we get into like the Nebraska area, and the major road that we're on, the highway, the 80, I think it's like the 76 to the 80 there, is just closed. So we have to take like these side streets, and those don't get plowed. So at some point or another, like we're driving, and we're in this for hours. This like very dense snow, and I can show you videos like later. Like we are in the middle of the night in what's like 2 feet of snow,
dude,
on side streets in the middle of the goddamn country with nothing. And at one point we were like, all right, we just passed a gas, like a big like center, like a off the road truck center, right?
Yeah.
And I was like, let's see how far we can get beyond this. And we got like maybe 400 yards before there were like big Dodge Rams and stuff just stuck on the side of the road. And I was like, all right, let's turn around and go back to that while we're close enough to it.
Immediately.
We did that. We ended up, they immediately closed all of the roads. The second we got off of that road, we were like the last one off of the highway before they were like, everything's closed down. It's all shut down.
Dude.
And we were stuck there for like 7 hours. Luckily, it was like, a fully, quote, stocked gas station area. So like, but it was just like us sleeping in the car and we weren't planning on stopping. So like, looking back at it, I was like, oh, that was fun. In the moment, we were like, this fucking
stressful,
sucks.
dude.
Because we had destinations, you know?
Timed, planned goals, 22 states.
So that was the highlight of our like weather chaos. But, we went to Chicago. We went all over the place. While we're on Long Island for my cousin's wedding. And by the way, the plan is to take the southern route back. Northern route there, southern route back. So you can see some other things on the other way and some other people. And the entire time we're in Long Island, it's like, oh, tornadoes are destroying all of the path that we're taking home.
Oh, shit.
So winter warning there, tornado warnings the entire way home. And luckily we made it home without incident. But there was definitely like heavy winds where we were just like, both of us, because obviously switching back and forth and driving, both of us realized, like, we were like, God, why is our arm, like our left arm?
Because you're
was sore. Like it was as if we both just did left arm curls the entire time. Dude. Because the wind was, because driving west, the wind was constantly blowing north. So the car was constantly pulling to the right. So both of us just spent the entire drive like clenching our fists, like pulling the wheel back.
Crazy, dude.
But it was a ton of fun. We went to, like I said, we went to a couple national parks. We went to Shenandoah here in Virginia, which is gorgeous.
I love Shenandoah.
We saw our friends of ours in Chicago. We saw my cousin Denver. We saw friends of ours in Virginia. It was just an absolute blast. We stopped in Albuquerque, New Mexico. We stopped at a bunch of Airbnbs along the way because at some point, traveling with 2 dogs, you realize like, God, like to stay at a decent hotel, like it's like $150 just for a pet fee.
Yeah.
And it's like, some of it's just insane. Whereas Airbnbs, you find a pet friendly Airbnb, it's going to cost you the same amount and you're not in a hotel.
Yeah.
So it's like a little bit easier.
Did you run into like crazy cleaning fees and shit?
Not really.
Okay,
I think
that was a problem for Airbnb.
In fairness, the big part of the problem with the travel was trying to plan where we were staying.
Because you don't know the variables of time.
And also, no. I meant like, oh, we're going to get to this spot. Let's find a spot in this area to stay.
Yeah.
But we're in the middle of the country. And like, generally, when we were getting to that point, I was like, all right, I'm driving and she's in charge of like finding and booking stuff. And it was like having service long enough. Trying to book a hotel where like your service is constantly cutting out was very frustrating. Poor Alexandra.
The most non-LA experience.
One day, Alexandra, I swear to God, she spent like 4 hours just trying to book a hotel for the evening. She was so stressed. I felt so bad. But one of the highlights was like one of our last nights. We stayed at this. It was, by the way, it was an impromptu. We didn't know we were going to stay there, where we were going to push to, or how we were going to do it. And I was just like, you know what? Fuck it. Like I love Flagstaff. I've been there a few times. Every time I've been there, I really love it. I was like, let's just see if there's Airbnb cheap at Flagstaff. We'll stop there and then we'll do the last leg of the trip the next day. We ended up renting this fucking gorgeous little cabin that was like a guest house cabin on the outskirts of Flagstaff. I can show you the pictures. Like first off, we got there in the middle of the night, fresh snow everywhere. It was one of those nights where it was like clear enough so you could see every star in the sky, but snow had fallen.
Yeah.
So the moon was illuminating, so you could just see for miles, even though it was pitch black. Alternatively, because the snow was illuminating, it was gorgeous. We woke up. It was like the best weather. It was just like, it was that kind of cold that I love, where it was really cold outside, but the sun was out. And so it's like that, like the sun is kind of warm, the wind is cold, the snow is fresh, and it's like, it's going to melt soon, but it was just fucking stunning. But yeah, it was a great trip. It proved to at least me, and I think Alexandra as well, that like we very much could be content with like an RV for a couple months. Like we could definitely be like the sort of people who like, we have like apartment that maybe we rent out when we're not around, have shit in storage or whatever. And then just like, I've always joked that my dream is just to take one, like, have you seen people that do these old bus conversions?
Yeah, they're nuts.
Do like an old school bus, do an old schooly conversion to just like a tiny home.
Dude,
and just like drive around.
I'm so the opposite.
It was so goddamn fun.
I love that for you.
Also, people were kind of like, it was kind of a testament to our relationship and how compatible we are in a lot of specific ways.
That's cool.
Not that we don't have constant little things we bicker about, but
good. You're engaged.
But we bicker well. But it's so many people that are in relationships. They showed their whole ass to us afterwards because so many people walked up. I wish I could tell you it was just like one, but man. Like, oh God, how was it? Were you guys just at each other's throats the whole time? And I was like,
maybe you guys should be together.
I was like,
if that's
no.
your standard of travel.
No, we were fine. Like, it's just a lot of time to be in a car with another person. I was like, yeah, we fucking loved it. Like, we had like the only times it was like remotely quote stressful was when like one of us was like, oh, I really want to stop here. And we were struggling with time. And one of us was just sad. And the other one was like, well, don't be sad.
Yeah, you guys like the duress of weather wasn't.
Yeah,
that's
exactly. But for the most part, like it was just such a fucking blast. And the dogs, for the most part, did fine. Bookstore, I call them the wake the fuck up bumps on the side of the road. Bookstore, the second we would hit those, he would like, get me the fuck out of here. He was petrified. The second there was any sort of like rugged.
He's still new. Like that's great.
Yeah,
that's the only time.
But it was a blast. My cousin's wedding was fun. It was great. It was so good to get out of town. It was hard to come home. It was too short because we did it so quickly.
Yeah.
The metaphor analogy, I'm not sure which is which. Is it's an analogy. Is like if we went to the restaurant that was America.
Yeah.
Instead of ordering an entree that was like, here's Chicago, here's Denver, here's, DC. We instead ordered like the sampler platter.
Right.
So we got
a little bit of
everything, but it also means that you didn't get like that big entree that you were looking for.
Tornadoes, like you got everything.
Well,
like
there's that
you
too,
really
yeah.
got some America.
Sure.
Like you saw more states in like 2 weeks than I've seen like in years.
My favorite was when we were driving. Alexander's a really big Bruce Springsteen fan. And when we were driving through like Nebraska and there was like snow covered just tractors because we were on these side streets, I was just like taking photos and I was like, I'm going to call this my Springsteen shit photo catalog where I'm just gonna take pictures of just like snow on a tractor.
Look at this art I made.
Some real Springsteen
this
shit.
This is America.
But yes, it was a fantastic trip. I apologize that it made us dark for a 1 week.
Dude, glad you got it.
Listen,
mental health's important.
Yeah. I mean, it was also just like we haven't traveled since before the pandemic.
That's what I mean. Mental health's important. You gotta
outside
get
of
that
like
in.
a weekend trip. Right. So it was really nice. It was really, really, really nice.
I haven't done a non-work trip in, other than Christmas with family, which I consider an asterisk because I look forward to it every year, but I haven't done a non-work
It's a holiday, not a vacation.
Exactly. And it's not just for me. It's to see my family who I love, but I don't get me time.
Right, yeah.
I haven't done a non-work trip since 2018. So I'm looking forward to somehow doing what you just did.
That's probably... Ours must have been around that. I can't think of our last trip to... any place that wasn't for just like a weekend or a night. It might have been 2017 for the movie.
I did Ireland in 2017, and then 2018 I did Burning Man, which I'm gonna count.
Right.
But those two were the first two in like 6 years.
Yeah.
So yeah, we don't leave enough.
Been a minute. Yeah.
Well, that said, I can't announce why yet, but there is a 98% chance I'm gonna be going to Miami and Rome in 2 weeks. And in
Miami
Rome, I'm gonna have
and Rome.
Not
Miami in Rome.
No.
Which is, by the way, not a city in Rome.
I'm lost
Miami.
already.
Yeah, well, it's an interesting because there's this big Cuban population that's moved to Rome.
Yeah, outside the Coliseum.
And they were like, you know what? We're going to take this
great
small
sandwiches.
town and
we're going to call it Miami. But it looks like it'll be Miami, Rome, and then probably Boston. And it's a work trip, but also the work is on day 1 and day 7 of Rome, so I'll have 5 days off in Rome.
Oh, that's great.
So it looks like I'll get my trip, which will be like an asterisk work trip, but 5 days off in Rome is bananas.
I don't consider it a work trip if the days off are greater than the work.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
And if I go to Boston, I'll extend it a day, so I'll get like to see homies.
If anything, all it is it's a vacation that someone else helps pay for.
Which is the dream.
Yes.
Which is kind of how it's working out. So that'll be my jaunt. While we were away, did multiple cons. Wondercon, we announced something at New Rockstars, and then on Sunday at Wondercon, we announced my new show at Real Rejects, which is going to be a long-form podcast, which is going to be more interviewee based, which I'm pretty excited about. And we don't have any announcements further yet, but things have been cooking. And then at Megacon, I went to Florida.
My old stomping grounds, my Megacon.
It was nuts.
That was like my home con for all the years that I lived down there.
200,000 people came.
Yeah, it's big. It's grown substantially because it
Yeah.
used to be like I watched it grow, and I think it was because when I was there, the Marvel movies started.
Right.
You have to realize that when I was there, like Iron Man had just come out. Like Marvel Studios just started because I was there from 2005 to 2008.
Yeah.
2009 rather was the last year I went. And we used to go with the big VS Universe board.
Oh, that's amazing.
And it would be the big VA meetup every year where we would have 70 people show up in movie shirts.
Yeah.
And, that's how we would find each other and stuff. But that con was always really fun. I liked it because it reminded me of in my opinion, it's like a better WonderCon. Because WonderCon, I like that it's small and quiet.
Sure, and like 90s and comic oriented and all those things.
But it's also in LA, and so it's a lot of the same Like people don't. I don't know. Like
There's a redundancy. We see a lot of the
that's
same.
Great word.
Yeah.
It's kind of redundant.
Yeah. I feel like I go every year and I'm like, this is the thing I do.
Yeah. Whereas I felt like Megacon was always a little bit surprising. It was always like something special.
So Wondercon this year was a little different. And I ran into Marilyn, speaking of you askew, who was just like so excited to talk about like art and work and her Clerks performance. You've seen Clerks 3 at this point.
Yeah, just 2 nights ago.
Oh, amazing. I know you were going to. So we'll talk about the patron pod. But Marilyn's work in that is incredible.
Yeah.
So it was really cool to talk to her, like getting to come back and play that role. But it was really sweet that like she's in, the row of booths and she's had the snowballs and all these things.
Right.
And she's just so back to being enamored. Like I saw like that light again because she's got a fresh thing to talk about.
Sure,
she's got all this. And I just love that woman.
We've talked about how sometimes that like autograph row can be real fucking depressing.
Yeah.
Where like the dude, the most depressing thing. If you're friends with him out there, please, I want to communicate with this man. The dude who played like Michelangelo in Teenage Ninja Turtles in the 90s, who brings the costume and then puts the head on for photos and like wears the costume in the photo. And I'm like, dude, if I want to take a photo of you, it's because I appreciate your work. Like you were a part of my childhood.
Yeah.
Anybody could be in this stupid,
and how rough is that suit?
40-year-old costume. Like, just be yourself, man.
Yeah.
Like, people will take a picture with you. You don't have to bring this stupid thing
Seeing
with
the
you.
lines is always tricky because you know the optics of people looking around like, that line's longer. And
But
like, that's always sad.
But that's the thing, too, is like, it's that thing of like having the fresh thing to talk about.
That
like
ebbs and
said.
flows, too, because I remember like 4 years ago at an Amazing Con, I ran into Charlie Cox and his line was short, and that'll never be again.
Sure.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's always like, it's a perspective.
Yeah.
But yeah, so at, speaking of Charlie Cox, at Megacon, I got to sit down with Charlie Cox and Vincent D'Onofrio, which was an insane honor.
We saw those photos on social media.
Yeah, I mean, I literally was like, this is a once in a lifetime before they can't ever talk about this stuff again.
Yeah, Vincent D'Onofrio did seem pissed at you at one point, though.
When you
asked him about playing the fucking bug in Marvel,
because I couldn't talk about anything.
He was like, why are you doing this to me, bro? I can't say fucking no to this.
Well, I couldn't talk about anything in the future, so I had to talk about the past.
I know, but it was,
and I didn't want to ask the same 30 questions.
His response to me that made me laugh because he was very much like. Like he was like, I want to just say no, but I can't do that because I'm in a room full of people who want me to say yes.
But then he thanked me after because I gave him a way to plug the Swamp Thing.
No, I know,
which is huge.
It was fun.
But yeah, no, it was. You know how scary it is to have Vincent D'Onofrio look at you with anything but love.
That's true.
That is a very intense man. It ended well, but man, oh man, was this scary in the beginning? He is the kingpin. Charlie Cox, however, it was weird to see him. It was so funny that I'm very good at separating actor from performance, but. For years, when I'd watch Charlie Cox interviews, he'd like have that middle distance stare because he was so used to playing blind. And he actually talked about it. Well, no, he had to talk about getting back to looking in a way. He had to retrain his sight. So when like he looked at me, I was like, oh, like it was a very alarming sighted Charlie Cox. So he actually talked about him training himself to see and now training himself to unsee. But yeah, it was a fascinating piece of work. And then I think one of my favorite interviews, which surprised me, was Garrett Hedlund from Tron. He and I had like a fireside chat type career conversation.
Is he like OG Tron, Neutron?
Neutron. He's the younger guy in Neutron. He was in Four Brothers. He was in Death Wish. He was in
I've seen movies.
Friday Night Lights.
I've seen movies.
He's a great actor.
Yeah, I'm sure if I saw his face, I'd be like that guy.
Great run of stuff. He was the younger guy in Troy, the Brad Pitt's like protege.
Another person who
movie you've seen.
I can't picture his face right now.
As you can imagine, very pretty with all
it's
these
like
roles
I'm imagining like a man with a blurry face,
just like a blonde guy. Anyway, his was one of my favorite interviews because we just sat down and had like a talk about life, and it got really emotional and real and personal and like death and what it means to be, leaving a legacy and all these things. And then the crowd, instead of being like rah Tron, changed their questions into like how Tron affected them. And it was really cool to see hosting directly affect the fans as opposed to the usual fan questions of like, was it cool to be shiny? Like it was they pivoted with me. Carl Weathers is like one of the coolest dudes in the world, in the galaxy, and talks with him were really cool. So overall, it was very. I got a lot more out of the people that we admire on screen. The MegaCon experience wasn't them being removed like at San Diego. There was actual real time to connect.
And I think it's because it's generally just quieter.
Exactly.
So there's not like, it's also Orlando, Florida.
Yeah.
So,
different environment.
So like they don't have to worry about like just walking to the car and going to the hotel.
Yeah.
Because it's not like in LA, there's paparazzi everywhere. There's like, no matter where you go, you're going to be bombarded.
Right.
But there's a level of anonymity in Florida. Like I remember going to MegaCon, the amount of times that I would, because we used to try to book stand-up shows the weekend of MegaCon in Orlando, like a bunch of my nerd comedy friends. And the hotels were just filled with the people who were like all the celebs there signing at Megacon. And it was just so interesting that it's like such an opposite. When I think back to that now, because at that point, obviously I didn't know what life was like in LA.
Right.
I think back to that now of just like, God, it was so easy.
Right.
Like everything, whereas this nowadays, it's like, there's like checkpoints for people walking through.
Different badges, different stickers on different badges.
I meant like, just like for like them, like having to just like relax for the weekend versus be ushered around like you're a prop.
Yeah.
Like it must be so much easier. So I bet you it's just a better environment.
It was just really nice to like let them be them. And I think they were also relieved that I wasn't asking the same 30 questions because that's what I pride myself on. But also the relief on their eyes, like question 2, when they realized it wasn't going to be the thing that they're stuck doing at a Megacon or another con for 45 minutes. So yeah, I just had a really good time just connecting with people that I really appreciate. And it was a really like surreal experience to be in Orlando and do a con all day and then pop over to Disney at night. And like usually cons for me are work all day, drink and network all night, repeat, get no sleep.
Right.
And that's kind of like my brain fuzz I'm used to. Instead, this time it was like work all day, go to Disney at night, which is just as exhausting, but it was like a different programming.
Right.
So I stayed tired like you do, but instead I was like, oh, I'm going to ride.
You run on adrenaline.
I have to.
Well, it's also like, it's interesting too, because I feel like for even our road trip, I was just like, God, I thought I was going to be way more exhausted just being in a car for so long.
Yeah.
And even though, at some point you're like, oh, my legs hurt and I'm cramped. Like there's a level of like, we're doing a thing.
You're refilling your batteries
that
too.
The second you stop, you'll realize how tired you are.
Right. But in the moment,
as you're working and as you're doing the thing, you're like, I'm fine. We can keep going. It's my, I remember it was my brother, somebody, like an old hockey coach once used to always say whenever we were doing laps or doing something, it's significantly harder to restart than to keep going.
Yeah.
And so that was always like my cycling mentality. Once I started cycling, I was like, don't stop. It's always harder to restart because once you stop, you're fucked. That's it.
I love that.
But it's the same thing with just like being out and about.
Maintaining. Yeah. And I want to refill and refuel, but this definitely was one of those like, okay, get through. So, and then I got back and right back to work.
Let's briefly talk Disney. This is your first time in Orlando.
Yeah, first time in Orlando. First time in Disney World.
I have always made the joke, and nobody in LA understands it, that when I first came to LA, having been a resident of Florida and having had like a back when they used to have their residence pass, like the local pass that these have, I've been to Disney in Florida a fucking ton of times, like so many times. When I first came to LA and I went with my nieces and my brother's family and we walked in, they had been there previously. And I walked in and I looked at the castle and I went like, oh, that's cute. They have a little model of the castle. Where's the real one? This is like at the entrance. Yeah. And my sister's like, no, that's the castle. And I'm like, but it's not, it's so tiny. It's just like it's a
studio apartment.
It's an underpass. Like it's not even. So now that you've been there,
different animal. It literally is like another world.
It's a real fucking.
It's huge. I also ate at Beauty and the Beast Castle for dinner, and like that castle was bigger than the Disneyland castle.
Yeah.
Like so, the side missions were like bigger than our main missions.
Yeah,
it was stunning. It was staggering. Also, the way they use the depth of field tricks is even more impressive because the trick is cool no matter what. But when the trick is to a bigger thing, your brain is like.
Also, like as you walk through and you kind of see certain things, like there's, it's just I don't know, fucking Disney Orlando is just
Animal Kingdom is insane.
It's a completely different. So I'm glad that that's still open. I went to Animal Kingdom the first week it opened.
It was awesome,
and we did the entire park in like an hour and 45 minutes because there was just like nothing there yet.
Yeah,
it was like a Bug's Life ride.
Avatar's there now,
and
which is nuts. Avatar's crazy. Pandora's.
I bet you that's gonna be
the VR
big,
PR in bananas.
Like
Did
you say the VR PR.
Yeah, because they got all the word of mouth about the VR
PR. Oh, like VR. Oh, okay. I thought. Can I say? I thought it was like they were trying to trademark PR, like instead of virtual reality, like Pandora reality.
And instead I'm like LA as fuck. So I'm like, the public relations you get out of the VR. And
that's fucking funny as shit.
You went narrative because director. I went, how do we get marketing word about out there? The most Jake and Coy microcosm just happened right there.
Oh, that's great.
The PR. But I really liked the experience of the different kingdoms. I like that you can go to different parks and have a completely different vibe. That's and you just take a little bus back and forth. Yeah. I got to ride Tron before Garrett, which was really funny. So like dude's in Tron and I rode the ride early and we were talking at our panel and he was like, yeah, it is really exciting the Tron ride opening and everybody talking about Tron 3, but I feel like they told me it wasn't opening till Monday and everyone I know has been on it. And I was like, I was actually on it this morning.
Right. Like, yeah, that's true. You're correct.
You're right. I was there. But the overall Disney is really as special as they say. Yeah, and I didn't expect that.
It's really fucking special. And it's and LA is not that. Like, it's a fun place to
different.
go. It's fun to go, but it's LA Disneyland isn't magical.
LA's doable.
It's not
magical. I went there
magical.
first, so it was magical. I can't remove that. You know
really?
what I mean?
Okay, maybe that's what it is. Because I feel that way. Like, even like Universal here, I don't feel that magic. When I'm in Universal, like Universal in Orlando is like my favorite theme park there is. Like,
next time I go, I'm going to focus on Universal.
It's my favorite place. And there's just this thing that you can't help but feel. And when I go to Universal here, it's great. I like it. It's fun. And it's my favorite. I prefer that to Disney here personally, but there's that something is missing.
I like that they're both day trips.
Sure,
but that's different.
Yes.
It's like magic. It's marathon sprint.
Right,
It's
sure.
magic for attainable.
Or much like my trip, it's the sampler.
Right.
Versus the full course.
And I loved that I wasn't too stuffed.
Yeah,
But
that's fair.
I was stuffed at Disney.
Yeah.
And so, Orlando's really special. We met a lot of Koicast listeners. There was a lot of people that listened in
Nice.
Florida, which was really special.
Very fun.
I had people like hear my voice and like turn a quarter, and I was like, oh, right. You know me this way.
That's awesome.
So that was always cool. But yeah, let's get into some news. We both had some crazy weeks, but the world also kept spinning.
Yeah.
In that time, James Gunn was confirmed for Superman, which I think we all assumed.
Didn't he already confirm himself for Superman?
He confirmed he was writing. He's also directing it.
I thought he confirmed that anyway. All right, maybe I automatically
We just
connected
assumed.
it too. Maybe I was like, yeah,
It's
well, if you're gonna
locked
do
in.
one, yeah.
And then James Mangold confirmed himself for Swamp Thing. That happened at Star Wars Celebration.
Okay.
James Mangold is doing that. The new rumor, which I don't know if you've heard, is that Matthew Vaughn is directing The Authority, which is perfect.
That's fun.
Because I know you're an Authority guy, so I was saving that up.
That's really fun.
I think that's exactly correct. I can't actually think of a better director. I think even maybe over Guy Ritchie, because I feel like Guy Ritchie's too busy to like give it the time it should. And X-Men First Class is like fucking perfect.
My worry about a Guy Ritchie Authority is it just ends up being a Guy Ritchie movie.
Whereas Matthew Vaughn can blend his sensibilities.
Yeah, and
I think X-Men First Class might be the best X-Men movie with benefit of hindsight.
I don't know. It's not. I think Days of Future Past is
they
because
break
it
so
works.
many rules in that movie.
Well, yeah, but they do in all of them. My issue with First Class was that like it was just the internet ruined because that was like when trailer clicks started becoming so important, and that whole movie, every scene is the scene from a trailer. Like every scene in that movie ends with "There's a war coming. What side are you on?" And then a slow push and then a music swell. And then the next scene is Wolverine in a bar and he's like, "Yeah, I don't even know if I have anything worth fighting for." And it pushes in, "But maybe I do." And then it cuts to the next scene. And the next scene is them walking in. It's like, "Look at this place. This is bigger than we thought." Slow push in, music swell, next scene. And it's fucking exhausting. That movie is a series of
I do not remember it's that way at all.
Oh my God. Watch that movie and imagine the end of every scene being the scene of a trailer, and you will not be able to watch. You'll laugh. It was very funny for all the wrong reasons. But I digress. It was well directed.
Sure.
It's just, I think it was, unfortunately, it was just like
edited in a way that is not
wonky.
So Matthew Vaughn thinks perfect.
But no, that'll be fun.
The other rumor is Muschietti for Batman.
Muschietti, who's Muschietti?
He did It Chapter 1 and 2. He's doing The Flash, which is apparently the greatest thing since sliced bread. He did Mama.
Okay.
Big director, and apparently Flash is so good.
I saw 2 of those movies you listed.
Sure, those are movies. So yeah, and those are the rumors over at DC. Again, I think DC is shaping up to but some real competition on Marvel, if not
who was he supposed to be directing?
The Batman Brave and the Bold.
Okay.
Batman Damian Wayne movie.
Right.
I feel like, and that also seems logical, like, hey, let's reward you for this Flash movie we're pushing so hard with the next one.
Right.
Like another big, huge. Also, the way he's directing Keaton looks great.
Well, that's the question is do we know whether or not what happens in this is going to affect that? In which case, it's like maybe this is his story.
Sure.
It's in the same way that, like, Scott Derrickson should have directed number 2 of Doctor Strange, but you know what I mean? Like, it's that sort of thing where it's like, well,
I've already set this up. Let me play.
Right.
I mean, tomorrow they play Flash at CinemaCon, so the spoilers are going to be available tomorrow.
Oh, really?
They're playing the entirety of it. So
why? When does it
because
come
they're
out?
so confident in it.
When is it supposed to
late
come
May.
out? That's really early to do that.
CinemaCon is playing the whole movie tomorrow at noon. So by tomorrow at 2 p.m., the movie's spoiled.
Everything will be done.
So
that's really dumb of them.
Yeah. By the time you hear this, Koicast listeners, I'm sure you know what The Flash is, which sucks. I fought really hard to go to CinemaCon because I was like, just as a fan,
right? Yeah.
I just want to not know what the internet tells me Flash is. So there's a new trailer for Flash tomorrow, and I'm like, great, we get a trailer. They're not even doing a press screening in LA. I'm like, let at least the press not be ruined for it.
That's weird. Yeah.
So yeah, that's playing tomorrow. Also in the world of trailers, we got Blue Beetle. I don't know if you saw the Blue Beetle trailer dropped.
I did. And I was really bummed that I don't know, it was just like, hey, here is that scene in every superhero movie, And because of that, it made it look so unoriginal. Like, I think that the movie might be better
than the trailer.
But the trailer makes it seem like every fucking superhero movie.
A lot of the things I've enjoyed, people are like, "Oh, it's a '90s 2000 superhero movie."
No, it's not. Oh,
no.
People
but
say that.
But that's been the thing. This is the first time I was like, "Oh, it's a '90s 2000 superhero trailer." Like, this felt like a cut from a before time.
It just felt like a scene from the movie that wasn't that good that they showed us.
But it also felt like when we didn't have this infrastructure, so they were just showing the thing they did.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah.
So I disagree usually with that 2000s thing, but I definitely felt that with the trailer.
That's just one of these things that people started saying nowadays.
And now it's a catchphrase.
It's just a cop out for bad movies.
Right.
It's
like buzzword.
It's like, this is great. It's like a throwback to those movies that didn't hold up.
Well, I see. Whereas, like, I know the internet hates me for this, but I genuinely think Morbius reminds me of the '90s vampire movies. I don't even say superhero, but like that go to Blockbuster, grab a vampire movie thing, I thought was fun. But I also hear the catchphrase that everybody says when it's not.
Yeah.
But so that came out. Also, the Across the Spider-Verse trailer, which I think looks sensational.
That I avoided.
Okay.
I decided. I was like, I'm gonna see it. I'm gonna see it.
That's fair. I haven't watched the Barbie trailer.
But I did watch. I didn't see that either.
I'm holding out
only because I forgot. I did watch Marvel's.
Yes, that was my next thing. What did you think?
Kamala Khan seems like a way better character in this. And I think it's just everything that I didn't like about the first one, where it didn't feel like there was any stakes. It didn't feel like any of the shit mattered or made sense. Now it's like, great, fine. The unnecessary origin story that they told us in the bad TV show is over. Now this very charming actress could do the things that she does in a way that's not irritating.
Kind of like Thor in the Infinity War Endgame, where it's like they found the balance of comedy and drama.
Yeah, maybe.
And it's like, this is the one he wants to play.
It's also just like she gets to be the comic relief now, which is fun.
And I want to see Carol get to like do something that isn't like stiff and like too brightly colored. Like, I'm really excited to see Brie in a not that movie.
Right. I really enjoyed the Beastie Boys
it's fun.
throw with the "Don't Tell Me to Smile."
That's I thought that was clever as fun.
Yeah, there's lots of really good stuff, and the trailer looks fun. But,
and I like Tiana Paris's, like, she does this cool spiral push thing, and she did a lot in Candyman. There's 3 of them in the trailer, so I'm like, they're letting her add her style, which I'm always worried about with like big studio pictures. Like, you hire this art director, let them make the art.
I don't know. I don't think that Marvel's really done that a ton. Obviously, we'll never know what the Edgar Wright Ant-Man would have been, but
I think it's the scene in the suitcase that we got. And that's would have been the whole movie. Whenever I see that movie, I'm like, oh, look, Edgar Wright's movie. And then it goes away. I'm like, all right, that would have been nice.
When they're fighting on the Tonka trucks.
No, in the suitcase when the Cure is playing and it's spiraling and there's all the stuff floating. I'm like, that's the most Edgar Wright shit ever. And then it goes back to someone else's movie.
Right.
So yeah, I liked the Marvel's trailer. It was exhausting to deal with the internet during that week, but it was a good trailer. Deadpool 3 is bringing a lot of the original X-Force back, which has me intrigued about the time travel.
X-Force?
Yeah, remember they had like X-Force?
Yeah, but didn't they die in like 2 seconds?
They're all coming back.
Is Shatterstar coming back?
I hope so.
Is my childhood favorite nonsensical weapons
Lewis
face-padded nightmare coming back?
I hope Lewis gets that face pad though. I really hope he gets the full headdress.
Wait, did he not have it? He had it in the movie.
Oh, you're right, he did.
He did.
With the red toga.
Yeah, it was ridiculous. It was awful.
It was beautiful. I loved it. They're all. I don't think Lewis has been confirmed, but like a lot of that.
Oh, right. Lewis was just like a dude, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's gonna be exciting. And I also think there's gonna be like them going through different realities, which is how the X-Force is back. But I think there's gonna be multiple Wolverines accordingly. Because I heard a quote from Ryan Reynolds this week talking about how he got Logan to come bring Logan back, and he's like, we're gonna be playing with roles. We're gonna be playing with Wolverine in different roles that Hugh's never gotten to play, and I was like. Plural?
Oh, that he's never gotten to play.
So I think he's getting, and I think Logan gets to stay dead from the Logan movie.
Right, sure.
And I think we're going to have multiple Wolverines, which means like yellow suit. I think we're going to play with like some more crazy like feralness. So I'm really excited now.
There's going to be one version where Sabretooth is his dad.
Of course. One where it's his brother.
Yeah.
One where he has no nose and a bandana inexplicably.
Yeah.
The feral era. I actually talked to Andy Kubert. I had an Andy Kubert panel at Megacon, and we were talking about character design, and he like verbally apologized for the feral Wolverine character design. He was listing all the things that he's done well, and then he's like, "I'd like to make a formal apology to all the Wolverine fans."
That's great.
And then Fast and Furious 10 is coming out very soon. Fast and Furious 11 yesterday added Christina Hodson and Oren Uziel to the writing.
It's not even fucking out yet.
But the next one's got the writing team.
Adding.
The writing team. No, they're not to this one, to the next one.
Right.
They hired the writers for 11.
So we went and saw the very. I'll talk about this
on Patreon Pod. I assume
Patreon Pod. Yeah, we'll say. So you got to become a patron to hear more nightmares. So by the way, we went to our first movie theater experience for the year.
So
by the way, in April, and people still suck. Just so you know.
Well, okay, let me guess what movie, because I don't know. Was it Dungeons and Dragons?
No, that would have been my choice, but
okay.
I did not win that argument.
It wasn't Beau Was Afraid.
No.
That would have been a weird first movie of the year.
No, well, but not that we wouldn't go see that. But
Sure, but not like the one.
it's a movie Alexandra was very excited to go see.
Yeah?
Yes.
That's one of my talk about.
A very Alexandra shit.
I'm going to talk about Beau Was Afraid in one of my patron pods.
Okay.
All right.
No, I'm talking about the movie that we went and saw.
Oh, it was very...
Yeah, because I thought you were still trying to guess.
Okay, what's very Alexander that's playing right now? She is a badass, but I don't think it's John Wick.
No, but it's not wildly far off from that.
Oh, interesting.
Not wildly far. It's far, but it's not wildly far.
Renfield?
Yes. So we went and saw...
Interesting.
We went and saw Renfield, and they played a trailer before it for the new fucking Transformers movie, and it ended, and I lean over Alexandra and I go, yeah, they're still doing that. And then Fast and the Furious 10 trailer played, which isn't even a trailer. It's just like, look at these people all sitting in a car, and they don't say anything. They shot this in one day, all fucking, yeah. And then that ended, and I leaned over and I went, oh, they're still doing that. and every fucking trailer
is
was
a fifth or sixth sequel. Yep, here we are, folks. It's going to be interesting the next 2 years, especially with the next news story. The writer's strike is probably happening by the time you're listening to this or close to it.
Yeah.
The WGA has approved 98.5% to strike. I think they're asking for things that make sense, like, livable wages. And what's going to be interesting is...
And their fair share of
what
residuals
happens, and things that happen later
down the road, yeah.
What's going to be interesting to me is that all the streamers are hemorrhaging money because of bad oversight from, the last 5 years. So they need money to give, which they don't have. And then the suits are like, we bought a new yacht, which is, the big American problem. So I don't know how they can squeeze water out of a rock. No. So it's going to be a longer strike, I think, than we've ever seen. And I'm scared.
Yeah, it is a bummer for a lot of things, a lot of things that we love, but I'm going to ask our kind and thoughtful listeners to remember that there's plenty of movies and TV shows that are already made that you've never seen.
You can catch up, like we said in 2020.
So don't bitch about your favorite show being put on pause, because there's other favorite shows waiting for you.
And the people you like on those shows need to live.
Yeah,
and the people that wrote the words, the people that are saying on screen also need to be paid.
I as somebody who works in the industry, adjacent to it, often has tons of friends. We had a big going away party for my buddy Paul, friend of the pod, yesterday, and when I say all, I mean every one of my friends who are crew and who, they're all like, we have nothing lined up. Like there's nothing.
Yeah, everyone, I had a birthday party yesterday, same
everybody's out of work. Nobody's working right now, and everybody's bummed. And I'm like, yeah, but also you're in a union, and if your union was doing this, you would.
And the SAG strike is June 30th.
Yep.
So it's going to stack.
That's what I'm saying. It's like you would want the support.
Right.
Of the other unions, and so everybody seems to be like, yeah, fuck it.
But I think it's going to be a May strike for writers, and then I think the SAG strike is going to happen because of it, because they're like, hey, we should solve this once.
Right.
We should fix everything.
Right.
So I think it's going to be like a 3 to 6 month strike.
Right.
I think it's going to be. I mean, I won't say the name of the show, that way it doesn't narrow anything down. But one of the bigger shows on one of the bigger streamers, like top 5. One of my friends writes on it as a head writer, and said that at one point they were only making $100 a day. And it's one of the biggest shows on one of the biggest streamers. That's insane.
Yeah.
Like, that's less than minimum wage, because like a writing day can be like 14 hours. Yeah, that's staggering.
That's a lot.
So that's like a non-union like college film.
Especially if you're in a room. If it's if you're in a writer's room,
they're a head writer.
It's relentless. Oh, okay. So they're a head writer.
A head writer on one of the biggest shows, $100 a day. That's insane.
Sure. Yeah.
So this thing is due. I think it's going to be crazy. So that's the first bit of bad news. We're going to see how that goes. So the Koicast might turn into 2020 again, where we're like, this has been delayed. This has been delayed.
No, it's going to be Koicast catch up. We're
going to be
hey, all of that shit that we didn't fucking.
I'm actually kind of excited. Since I didn't take a break during lockdown, I had to learn OBS and YouTube and all that stuff. If it slows down, I'll breathe a little. Also, speaking of the darker side of this town, we are getting a slew of layoffs this week. Disney's going to be laying off upwards of 7,000 people. I hear some of the streamers are going to be doing that as well. I don't know how public they're going to be about it, but lots and lots of firings this week. And then to wrap up the darkness, the Jonathan Major stuff, hopefully by the time we get to the next Koicast, we'll have some more information, as opposed to all of the gross parasitic vultures on the internet making money off of talking about stuff that doesn't have anything reported with facts yet. But it's been a very exhausting week, because hopefully we know what's happening, but it is quite the mess with, if there's ever a woman being assaulted, there should never be any sort of freedom there. Like, there shouldn't be like, well, I mean, he's a big role and blah, blah, blah. Like, there should be ramifications. But also, until we know what's happening, there shouldn't be people making videos and monetizing them about conjecture. And it's been like, I don't want this to be another Amber Heard Johnny Depp thing.
But it's also not new. I appreciate your efforts.
If no one speaks on it, I can just put some air.
The tabloids have just become
YouTube,
the internet. Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
And I just we're not that show, so we're probably not going to cover it. Yeah. That's why I'm saying up front that the Johnny Depp Amber Heard stuff was already gross. Right. I've actually we talked about litmus tests last time we recorded. I realized this week on a date that my new litmus test is if someone watched the Amber Heard Johnny Depp trial, whether they sided with either side. That's the end of that.
If you were interested enough,
if you were invested, I'm out. I realized she was talking about it, and I was
watched the clips that were shared.
Invested in it. Sure. If you dove in like it was a show,
right?
And I was like, wait, I think this is a personal litmus test.
This is a drama of our time.
I think I'm out. So yeah, it's going to be interesting, but we'll see how that shakes up with the giant MCU chaos. Yeah. But that is going to do it for the news.
By the way, unless there is something I don't know about, or we catch it in a replay at some podunk theater, it looks like Ant-Man will be the very first Marvel movie we didn't see in theaters. Because that was, by the way, our plan was to do a double feature. We were like, let's go see Ant-Man and then another movie.
Yeah.
Right?
Couldn't find it.
Because it was like, well, we're going to be leaving the dogs home. We drug them up and we're going to spend a day to make a day out of it. And we could not find Ant-Man anywhere. It was not playing anywhere nearby. So we ended up because the plan was to be like, let's go to Ant-Man because we heard it's not that great. And if it's kind of a bummer, we'll go see a good movie afterwards.
What's funny is I didn't even guess Ant-Man.
Nope, you didn't.
Just now,
and my guess is that obviously it wasn't performing well late. You know what I mean? It did fine for the first week and stuff like that, but it wasn't performing long term, and so I could see why theaters have just pulled it because
because
Guardians is out.
Mario made $1 billion.
Yeah, and also
it's approaching.
Yeah, and also Guardians is out soon, and I'm sure that they're just filling those theaters with other movies. So this might be the very first movie for Alexandra. She said it was since phase 2, beginning of phase 2.
Yeah.
For me. Yeah, it might be around the same. I think I didn't see Guardians 2 in a theater.
Got it. I love everyone rewatching that and finding out it's great. And it's been really beautiful this week. That movie's awesome.
Wait, was it Guardians 2? Was that a phase 2 movie or phase 3 movie?
That was a phase 3 movie.
So I think I might have missed that one then. So there was a movie in phase 2 that I might have missed, but now I'm struggling to remember. But
Guardians was right after Winter Soldier, which kicked off phase 2.
It's been a long fucking time since I missed one in the theater, and it looks like this might be the one that we...
Wow, dude. I'm seeing Guardians Thursday, and I'm going to rewatch 1 and 2 this week, and I'm very excited, because I like 2 a lot, and it's been cool to see people come around to it, so I'm really excited how I feel, because I haven't seen that one since theaters.
I love 2. 2 is fucking brutal. It's brutal.
Yeah.
But I love it. It's great.
I feel like it's my Iron Man 3, where it's I defend it, it's mature, it's not for everyone.
Yeah, no, I mean, I don't think there's... It's one of those things where it's a compounded sequel, so you almost can't judge it on its own. You can be like, well, yeah, but compared to number 1, it's because number 1, it was an introduction, it was exciting, it was new, it's always the law of diminishing returns is always going to be in effect, but it was by no means a bad movie. It was outstanding, and it was filled with some of the most memorable moments of the entire fucking MCU.
Agreed.
Moments between fucking Mantis and Drax that are so incredibly well written that if the rest of the movie was hot garbage, which it wasn't, it was fine. But if it would still be well, that was really good.
And the sister North by Northwest shot. There's moments that I remember. The playing catch with cosmic power.
Great, they're so good.
So I think I'm gonna watch 1 on one day, and then 2 and holiday special right before I see 3.
Right.
It as a
I think it's it's a lot of these, unfortunately, and it's a thing that I think She-Hulk addressed and whatnot, is where it's we've gotten used to well, it doesn't matter how much we like talking, the end of the movie is just going to be a bunch of people falling through the sky punching one another, and unfortunately that fell into that category, Guardians 2, and that's the only scene I don't like, is that
same
that last fight scene where I'm just I would have, don't get me wrong, I wanted them to throw down because but I was that's not how I would have done that throw down.
That's why Loki's still my favorite show, because it did not end with punching.
No, but or falling.
Right, no one fell.
No one was doing
ironically, because
sky
that's what Loki's known for now with the memes.
Yeah, seriously.
I've been falling for 35 minutes. Well, we are at the end of a month.
Yes.
But this month, we need something done.
So because we recorded so early in March, we did not think it would have been fair to have drawn our April Unpunchable Gift Horse of the month at our last recording, because people haven't been patrons for April yet at that point. So I know that it's now April 20. What is today going to be? The 26th?
But so I know we everyone in April to be in here. That's the point.
Yeah, I know we only have 4 days left of the month, but we are still going to draw our April Unpunchable Gift Horse, because now obviously everybody who was a patron for April we know who that
They're included.
that group is.
Yeah.
So they're all included. So it is that time once again to spin our wheel of names. The way that this works, if you don't know what this is, everybody who is a Gift Horse patron over at patreon.com/koicast gets entered into this contest every single month to be named the Unpunchable Gift Horse of the month. And that person gets some free swag from the shop over at dragonwagonshop.com. You get to select a movie for Koi and I to check out and talk about over on the patron-only podcast. You get your name up in lights in the Discord if you are indeed in the Discord. And at the end of the day, you know, you get to know that you helped this little show that could. So without further ado, you want to spin the wheel?
Let's get it, man. I'm excited to see who we got.
By the way, Curtis Mason, we should acknowledge the
reigning at the moment.
The March Unpunchable Gift Horse, who got like a really long time to have that banner.
A big old reign.
I will say, you will retroactively have been stripped of that. Yes, your name is designated in blue in the Discord for all of the month of April up until this point. But
it's going away.
But in your heart, you were a lie this entire time.
Ouch.
Unless you win again, because by the way, there's no limit how many times you can win this. As long as you are a Gift Horse patron, every single month you're entered into this drawing.
And I do like that Curtis picked a movie set in Boston while it was March. I just got to give some love to St. Patty's month.
We'll get to that because I need to get my hands on a copy because he wants me to watch the like director's cut version of the Town. So we're going to do that one day soon here. But all right, anyways, here we go. Let's spin this wheel.
Who we got?
Oh, I hit the button and it didn't work. All right.
Oh, 3.
What's didn't work
2.
again? There we go.
There it is. The counting worked.
And the Unpunchable Gift Horse of the month for the month of April is Edward Collins.
Edward Collins, I believe that's a new name.
Not to be confused with Edward Cullen.
Very different. My mom would be happy if he was in the wheel, but he's not.
Maybe it is. Maybe this is his subterfuge.
What up, our Pats?
He's like, hello, fellow youths.
I am Edward Collins.
Edward Collins, I'm unfamiliar with the name. He is a new, I believe he's new. If not, I apologize.
Same.
But keep your eye on your email and the Patreon. We will send you a message through the email you put on file to let you know how to claim your winnings and, of course, to tell us what you'd like us to watch.
Very excited.
Very excited. We do apologize for your brief reign because we will do this again in the next episode in 2 weeks.
But you still get all the perks for April.
But listen, you still get all the perks. Once again, thank you so much to everybody who continues to support the show via Patreon. We appreciate each and every one of you.
And it is now time for a very important new game we've added. I believe it's 2 decks of cards, was it?
What do you mean?
How many did we do last time?
3
each or 2 each?
No, 2. Oh, no, one. I thought it was like we did 3, 1, and 1. I don't remember. 2 each.
I thought it was 2 because 3 felt long. I think we said 3 and then I was like, this is going to take a while. All right, so 2?
2 each.
Okay.
So the brief setup of this is fellow Dragon Wagon Radio podcaster Mark Allen Heiliger over at The Hell With This gifted us a giant box of DC trading cards from what year did we discover this was from?
86 or something?
From 1980. No, couldn't have been that old. 1991.
Still pretty old.
From 1991, DC Cosmic cards. And we are going to open 4 packs at a time until, in hopes, I should say,
set.
that we eventually end up with a full set.
We've never seen them. So this is all a grab bag.
And if we do get a full set, we are going to have a contest to send these to a winner. And that is a random person who left us a review on Apple Podcasts.
So go leave a review if you want to be entered into this chaos.
Get them in now. All right, let's see here. I have made a spreadsheet. I got to
we're getting techie over here. It's getting pretty exciting.
It's enjoyable.
I also love the feedback. The audience seemed to really enjoy the trading card game.
Considering we were just like, this is going to be
I can't even imagine who would listen to this.
By the way, we are 24.44% complete.
Wow.
So we have
bad.
24 complete. So today, by the way, we're opening them up. Are you doing it by character again?
I am. Okay.
So today we're doing Superman packs that have Superman on the cover.
And I'm very excited to say I don't recognize the first card.
All right, what's the number?
All right, the number is
I love this.
Number 130.
Is this just the show now?
I think
we just get boxes of these sent to us. 130. Yep, it is a new card.
Yes,
Who is
it is a character I know very well. It is Despero.
Oh, Despero. I don't think I know that. Wait, I need to see the face.
He's a giant
some of these
demon,
names.
8
yes.
8'5", Despero.
Yes, some of these names are really
His
really
home planet
generic.
is Kalinor, which I didn't know. But he is the first villain of the Justice League. Number 1, 1960 is his first appearance. So it's very exciting. Who knows? Maybe Despero's our new big bad in the DCU.
It could be anybody. It's
Could
a
be anybody.
crapshoot at this point.
But the fact that he showed up in Justice League number 1, put some respect on his name.
Let me open up my pack. All right. My pack, also a new person. Let me find the number 36, card 36. This is a person I'm not familiar with. Blackhawk?
Oh, Blackhawk's great.
What is Blackhawk from? He looks just like a dude who's parry. He looks like Punisher.
That's fair.
Without the white go-go boots.
That's kind of not inaccurate. Blackhawk's
Really?
kind of like a vigilante, very intense.
Okay.
His name, if mispronounced, sounds like a different kind of character.
Wait, why in his identikit, which is their little thing on the back,
Yep.
he's listed as being 6'1.5".
He's
Why do
insecure.
we need the
He's
half?
very insecure about it. He wants to make sure you know. He hangs out with Hawkman, and frankly, Hawkman's 6'3", and it makes him uncomfortable.
He does have his own plane
Ooh.
called, believe it or not Blackhawk. It's called the Gunman X5F5 Skyrocket. All right.
Everybody knows.
Nerds.
Blackhawk down. Everybody knows. All right, I got number 46, which I do believe is a new one as well. It is a character usually known as a duo. It is Dove.
Oh, okay.
You know, Hawk and Dove?
Yes. So that means there's definitely a hawk in there.
Definitely
somewhere.
a hawk. She's in front of the Washington Monument. Very exciting stuff. Little patriotic card.
I believe I have another double. Yep. I have card number 29, which was Silver Age Mr. Mixelplex.
Oh, you lean
Remember-
double. It's so funny how you got like all doubles.
Seriously,
last time.
it shows you my luck compared to yours. When we were kids, I was the one being like, God damn it! And
Another one.
You're like, I got 3 foils.
It's a foil Charizard.
Still, no, we didn't get feedback on the pronunciation because I've always said Mr. Mixelplex.
And I said Mixie Plitilic.
But now I'm seeing that there's no way that I'm right. But I feel like I must have heard like
A comic store
Kevin
owner
Smith say that in an interview
I
once.
think
And
it's
maybe
Mixie
that's
Plitilic.
Mixie.
Plitilic.
But then where's the Z coming?
Mixie.
Where's the Z? That's the MXY.
Oh, Mixie.
It's MXYZ.
It is Mixz's.
Listen,
Plitilic?
I know there's some nerd out there going.
That's like, oh,
yeah.
these guys.
Are you
Leave a voice memo.
Are you separating your doubles?
I don't have any doubles yet.
Great. I'm just letting you know. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I'll put doubles here.
Okay, I'm gonna put doubles over here. All right.
Not to brag, I just don't have any doubles to have the problem with that. We got number 11, early card, big powerhouse here.
It's a new one.
Hawkman.
Hawkman.
Big fan
Wait,
of the
but is
Hawkman.
it because
Silver Age
I was gonna
Hawkman.
say yes. There we go.
Because he is in the Silver Age set we have here.
So we have previously already gotten number 10, Golden Age Hawkman. So
Oh, I forgot about that.
yeah,
You're right.
so he will be added to the pack.
Yep.
I have card 114, one that we must have already gotten because you said to me when I said, "Oh, I'm not sure I'm familiar," you said you're about to be familiar, and that is Big Barda. Which,
Dude,
by the way,
you are now familiar.
listen to the patron only pods this month if you want to hear me talk all about Mr. Miracle.
You guys got to know how excited I am for that. I've been saying Miracle wrong for years just for Jake to get that book.
Merkel.
Mr. Merkel. All right, we got one of my favorite characters. Well, actually, I'd say Plastic Man is more of a favorite, but I like this guy because he feels like an almost Plastic Man, elongated man.
Elongated man.
Number
Terrible
47.
Name. 47? There's no way that this just wasn't a dick joke.
I mean, his nose even like wiggles. There's a definite there's a dick energy to his face.
He has big dick
He's
energy.
got big nose
There's
dick energy.
no person in the world with greater big dick energy than
the
an elongated man.
And I'm happy for him, frankly.
He's got variable dick energy.
That's even more impressive. Like that. I mean,
Right.
you know Sue Storms with Reed Richards
Right.
for one reason.
right. All right.
It's not a
my
big
turn?
brain. It's your turn.
Number 82. I think we did get this one already. Maybe. Yep. 82. I got another double. Blockbuster. Once again, another double.
I got another new one. Number 76, Troya.
How did you know it was new? Is your memory that good?
Yeah, it's pretty good.
76. You said?
Yeah.
76, Troya.
Troya. Donna Troy.
I don't think I know Troya either.
Do you know Donna Troy? She's like a Wonder Woman parallel.
Oh, yes.
so
yes.
Troya, I think, is
Troya
one of her identities.
Got it. Troya is Wonder Woman, essentially.
Basically, yeah,
Right,
in that vein.
Troya. All right. I have in the top right of this one, it's called Hero Heritage.
Ooh.
I mean, this might be
A new set
this might be an OG to an OG. This is card number 14.
early on.
Oh, we do have a double of this already. God damn it.
I
I was going to say, this is Silver Age Shazam. I don't
feel bad.
I think you pulled
I
this
probably
card
pulled that
last
one.
time, and so I don't recognize it because it's like real old school art.
Yeah, classic. Like
Even the
when
back-
Elvis was reading.
Even oh my God, even the little profile in the back looks like something out of an Archie
Oh,
comic.
that's dope. Yeah, like the 40s. That was like a 40s drawing.
It looks like so little kitty with just the single
Dot for the eye.
black dot eye.
That's definitely the Elvis era. Elvis, big Shazam fan, which I've always loved. That's why he wore capes.
We all saw the movie.
I knew it before. I'm just glad the world knows. Another new one from me, I believe. Number 86, Chemo. 25 feet tall.
Wait,
like
chemo, like chemotherapy?
Like what you need to get rid of cancer. Also villainy. He's 25 feet tall, eyes, purple, hair, none.
I don't know. First
I
off,
don't know
you just
him.
described Sentinel.
You're not wrong. I actually will admittedly, I don't know this character.
Chemo. Oh my God, he's gross.
He's like a Goozer.
Is he vomiting?
Gozer.
Is he vomiting in this?
I think he's vomiting, which, I mean, that's just kind of mean.
It almost has like a Toxic Avenger kind of thing.
Definitely does.
The Toxic Tyrant.
I mean, that's definitely a ripoff of Toxic Avenger.
Called Chemo was originally no more than a giant receptacle for waste chemicals until a day a freak reaction of the mixture churning inside gave him a primitive but sinister life of his own. So he was literally an inanimate object
And you
turned
got turned into a
humanoid.
thing? I'd be grumpy too.
Yeah. Keep
There's
telling
Chemo.
me how much DC is fantastic. They have such a deep well, they
Guys,
said.
Chemo's coming. Superman is big bad.
All right.
That was your turn.
Yes. And listen, I might have the worst luck when it comes to the doubles.
Okay.
But I have our first foil
Oh, it's gorgeous.
hologram card.
It's pretty as fuck.
I have card. I don't see the numbers. Are they differently
separate?
numbered? I don't know because I didn't want to look at the number card
Right,
list.
because
that we
that'll
have.
give too much away. Is there no
This
number on the
is
back, right?
1992 Series 1. Collect all 10 milestone hologram cards. So, I see them all. So there's a DCH1 through DCH10. So there's going to be
One
hologram
80
cards.
plus 10 then.
Unless that's included, I'm not sure.
We'll find out later.
In any case, I have number 3, DCH3 in my hand, Deathstroke the Terminator.
Oh, Deathstroke's a good hologram to have.
I don't think I associate Deathstroke. First off, look how gorgeous it is. But
It's stunning.
I don't associate him with such giant pirate boots.
Big thing then.
Those giant, like,
He is swashbuckling. He hides swords in there. This is a gorgeous card.
So
That's the prettiest card.
I think I might need to add another 10 at the end just in case these aren't included.
And then we'll find out in statistically.
Because I don't see another number on here.
Okay.
Which means that might be 190 in
Which
total.
would change our stats.
It would change our stats.
All right, we'll find out. I mean, we're doing pretty good though
I'm putting him
I
aside.
don't have any dubs yet, so we're doing pretty good with stats.
Yeah, not too bad.
All right, I got another new one, I believe. Nightshade, number 64.
We have not had that one yet. Nope.
Crushing it. She is, her name is Eve Eden. She first appeared in Captain Atom, a character I don't know that well, so I don't know this character.
I don't know that character either. Is it Knight with a K?
Nope.
Okay.
No
'Cause you never
puns here.
know.
No puns here.
I have another dupe because I recognize the card. Guy Gardner, number 54.
At least you got the shiny.
Where he's doing like a cosmic yo-yo for some reason.
Oh, right. That's his big power. The yo-yo ability. I got another new one because it is the big bad of the Green Lantern Corps, Mr. Sinestro himself.
What number is Sinestro?
138, which is way deeper than I would have expected. 6'7".
It is 138 Sinestro.
He's only 203
but I think it's
pounds. What a skinny fella.
My guess is that they're grouped. Is it something in the top right corner of the card? Is it?
Looks like series 1.
No, in the front of the card, like a top. You know how it has like
Villains from Beyond.
That's why, because 139 was Starro.
So we got some.
So they
deep
group
cosmic
group
villains.
them together.
That makes sense.
I think I have so if you're listening, you'll know that there's the Great Battles section.
Oh,
I think this might be another dupe of mine. 152. Yep, Millennium once again. This whole deck has been duped.
Except the one hologram.
Yeah.
I got another new one. Not to rub it in your face, but number 84, Brainiac. Definitely a new boy. 6'6", 300 pounds. Says his hair is blonde. I've only seen Brainiac bald. I feel like they're lying to me. I feel like
What color are his eyebrows?
Uncertain.
Or his goatee? Does he ever have a goatee?
Oh, he's got a blonde goatee in this I've never seen.
Wait, really?
Literally, I would never have looked. Look at that blonde goatee. What a choice. It's just tucked under his hand there. I've never seen.
Wait a minute. But he's got
black eyebrows. I've never seen Brainiac.
No, he
with
does
goatee.
have a blonde goatee. You're 100% right.
I've never seen a blonde goatee on Brainiac. I feel slandered.
That is odd.
Shenanigans.
All right, well, I wrote it down, and it's just regular old Brainiac.
Brainiac.
Well, my bad luck continues as I have once again card number 10, which is Golden Age Hawkman.
You got the Hawkman I just got. All right.
No, you got Silver Age Hawkman.
Oh, that was last week's Hawkman.
Yeah.
Once again, my luck continues because I got a new one, I believe. Plasmus 104.
Plasmith. I don't know who that is.
Yeah,
either.
that's why I think it's new because I don't recognize the name Plasmus. He is, let's see, as the most temperamental and brutal member of the Society of Sin. Plasmus delights in taking his foes back to basics by reducing them to but a touch to shambling blobs of pure protoplasm.
That's really fucking visceral.
That's like
and gross.
that scene in Ant-Man.
So he could just
turn
touch somebody and then
they
it
turn
just
into
melt.
protoplasm.
Is it Plasmus?
Plasmus.
Plasmus.
All right. Is your
By the
last
way,
one a dub?
that was 104.
104.
So there's
He's Earth's mightiest villain section.
103, 104, and 105 are Phobia, Plasmith, and Psychopirate. So
I like Psychopirate a
Earth's
lot.
mightiest villains. They were really DC likes P names for
Big
villains.
on that. Well, because of the consonant sound. It sounds
Yeah.
mighty.
Did you say one more?
I got two more ones. I just realized
that makes sense. Yeah. Okay. I think I have another dupe in another great battle of the Great Darkness Saga, 160. But remember, there was a couple of these.
Yeah.
This one is indeed part one
That
already.
Dupe deck.
So many
killing
dupes.
our odds.
But this is going to happen. Like
It's
as we
get more.
As we get more, it's going to be what I look forward to is eventually this is just going to be scroll through it and see if you have
Which
the
one we have.
the one number
And
that
that'll
we're
be
looking
fun
for.
too. That's
Yeah.
true. Over the next months. All right. This one I know is new. I'm fucking excited. I've now leveled up to your foil card.
God damn it.
Super fucking man. I got a Superman foil.
That is cool.
This feels
looking.
rare as hell.
And what's the number?
It is
So
1992
you'll have to
Series
look
1.
in the bottom in the list of 1 through 10 there.
It
It'll-
looks like I'm number 8.
Okay.
DCH8. Hall of Fame number 8. He is gorgeous. Oh, man, what a shiny boy. Big fan.
I had to look at it. I had to take it from him. Yeah, that's pretty.
Big fan of it. I think Deathstroke's a little pretty. The little 3D is a little better, but it's gorgeous.
Although the thing about Deathstroke, you know what it is? It's because Deathstroke has a explosion helicopter behind him.
Uh-huh.
Superman just has the planet Earth because he's clearly on the moon here.
Right.
And while it's
A
cool,
little less depthy.
yeah, it's just. I mean,
But it's still gorgeous.
still really gorgeous.
Still a nice card. I like a good foil.
I'm gonna have a hard time giving these to people.
I mean, the foils, hey,
Maybe we'll get double foils.
And we said we'd give them the 180. We didn't say
That's
we'd give them the foils. What's your last one?
I have two more. I have he's not Hawkman, he's not Black Hawk, he's simply Hawk, number 55, another character that I do not
Hawk.
know. But he has some sort of dragon to char. He fought to live and lived to fight. He was Hawk, rampaging half of the crime fighting team Hawk and Dove. This is Hawk of Hawk and Dove.
For some reason, without
Why don't
Dove-
I recognize? I thought Hawk. Is there an Elseworlds? Is there like an Earth 2 where Hawk is not a man?
Not that I know of.
But
He was
then-
played by Alan Richardson of Jack Reacher. That's a man.
When was he played that?
There was a show about 5 years ago, Hawk and Dove, where Alan Richardson played him.
Was it like in the CW universe?
I think it was adjacent. I think it was HBO.
Interesting.
I think.
I
Because
didn't even know.
it was the Rob Liefeld era of Hawk and Dove, because Rob was on
Oh.
set and stuff.
I
So
didn't even
talked to
know
him.
that.
Hawk and Dove. And see when that was on. Show.
So you got one more
Yep.
on this deck?
First dub. Checklist A.
Your first up. Oh, you got checklists.
179. I
Wait,
think we've had this one.
Did it, or do we have checklist B?
Oh, maybe it is new.
No, that is new.
I have all new cards, not a single dub, everybody.
Seriously, that whole entire deck?
Not a single dub.
You have great. You should go play
I
Lotto.
really
today.
should go play lottery today because that's what there's 12,
So
12
now,
of 12.
So now we have two check. We have both checklists now.
Yeah. Oh, it was on Titans. Apparently Titans were at Hawk and Dove. Do you want the here? Look at all those non-dubs.
Yeah, I'm gonna put these in the other deck here.
12 for 12,
my
guys.
God,
Doing the work.
that was incredible.
That's really lucky. Like, I'm pretty proud.
All right, so those are all going. Then we still have. Oh, I still have my last card here, which is a part of Great Battles, and this is card number 142, which I'm proud to say is not a dub. It's another new one. Great Battles: Crisis on Earths 1 and 2.
You finished strong.
This art not so great.
Oh, well, at least you finished strong.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just. Do you want to know what it is? It's these grins and these noses on these gentlemen.
Oh no!
What doesn't it look a little odd?
Not great.
It looks like when you were a kid and you would try to draw what you saw,
And your brain couldn't
but
quite.
your brain couldn't fit the dimensions.
I want to, as I hand it back to you, give some love to Aquaman's chin.
Why? Oh my god! You're not wrong. He looks like they drew Aquaman like he was Thing
They
from
did.
Vadad. Like he has Thing's
Yeah.
chin.
He also looks like he's the weakest chin in the game because he's leading with it. Like that's a punchable face.
This is during his roiding era.
Oh, that's true. That's real. He's doing.
All
got
right,
them
so
roids.
that was 142.
Well, we hope you enjoyed our game
That was only one pack
because we're going back in.
Oh, okay, good. Let's see, 142. I gotta write this down. You could start the next one if you'd like.
That's what I was thinking. I'm gonna see if my dub can continue. All right, let's see. I got opening carefully, not to hurt soups. Okay, I'm starting with a double. My luck did not continue.
Yay.
Immediately, I've got elongated man.
All right, and it was your own dupe.
My own dupe.
All right, let me open this pack here. You want to hear the sounds of the pack being open? There you go.
1991.
ASMR now.
The sound of 91.
All right.
These cards haven't been touched since 91. That's pretty exciting.
I think they were. I think he might have toyed with these.
You think they went back in? It's hard to get them back in the package without opening them. It's crazy.
Alrighty. Let's see here. By the way, do you start facing them or do you just do the number on the back?
I start face. I want to look at the face.
That's funny. I just go like, well, what number is it first?
Oh, I see. I want to see the
we
story.
have such our brains work so differently.
Opposite people.
It's fantastic. You and I should be doing a dance like MC Scat Cat and Abdul. What the hell her name is?
We're a real hawk and dove. Over
All right,
here.
Villains from Beyond 126 Ares.
That's new, I believe.
That is a new one.
Oh, we switched. I am ashamed to say another dupe.
Yes,
Troya.
Another one. Oh,
I should have went and bought lottery ticket between decks.
Yep, your luck ran out, buddy. I have card number 17, Silver Age Superman. A lovely piece of artwork with him flying in front of the
that's gorgeous.
Statue of Liberty.
That's new, definitely, because I remember that.
Wait, what is this? Superman's Arctic Fortress of Solitude. Oh, it shows the little key and his little
cute.
solitude key.
I got a new one, and it is gorgeous. Perhaps my favorite visual card that's not a foil. I'm going to flip it over and see what it is, because it is stunning. Number 173, classic cover of New Gods #1. Look at this Jack Kirby card, dude. Fucking gorgeous.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Like, I love this card.
Having just read Mr. Miracle.
This means a lot.
That is.
I love that you got introduced to like 12 new characters last week.
Yeah, it was a lot.
But like, what a great way, because it's really approachable.
What number was that?
This is number 173.
173. And what's it called exactly?
The
classic
title
cover.
is Classic Cover New Gods #1.
Classic cover.
Writer and artist and penciler Jack Kirby.
New Gods #1. Lovely. I have 112. I don't think we have him yet. Adam Strange.
Oh yeah, definitely new.
ADAM, not ATOM, which you would think.
Different guy, different fella.
Adam Strange looks like wait, is he Strange Tales?
I believe
because
so.
that looks like I don't recognize
I believe
this
it's a Strange Tales era.
But this suit looks like the cover of that book that you read when we were first starting this podcast that you were touting.
Strange Adventures.
Strange Adventures.
That is Adam Strange. I do not recognize that suit, but now I recognize.
I only because of the weird little head fin.
Yeah, that's when you turned it around. I was like, that's not Adam Strange. That is Adam Strange.
So this is the character from that Strange Adventures.
Strange Adventures, Tom King and Mitch Dodge and Doc Shaner.
Gotcha, not Strange Tales. So this is a old school version of him.
Yep.
Lovely.
And then we got, I believe, a new card, the Modern Age Green Lantern, which is number 9, very early in the deck.
And it's called Modern Age. That's what they call it. Yep, that's new.
Which is funny because it is no longer the Modern Age.
Our first thing that's just called Green Lantern.
Oh.
Because the other one was called Guy Gardner.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, well, that's because it's Hal, but it's funny because he's no longer the modern Green Lantern.
Right. 1990.
Modern Age.
That's really interesting.
You know what I mean? Like
the card has become, when you call it modern, the card becomes obsolete.
Completely immediately. And also, like, when they call the comic age like gold, silver, modern, what do they call the new ones now?
That's a really good point.
You know what I mean? Like,
do we have
the current
a name?
era?
Because when's the last one that was named? Is the 90s called something?
That's the modern. Silver Age went into Bronze Age.
So,
Bronze Age changed in the 70s. And the ages are about 20 years. And I think the Modern Age started in the 90s. So I don't know what the 2010s to now is.
That's really interesting. Yeah, but the question is that now modern? And do we need to
do we change the 90s again?
Because does that become the new age or the
hippies?
I mean, as a wrestling nerd, I'm like, well, it's the Attitude Era.
Right. I mean, obviously, I'd call it like the ultimate age of the 2000s.
The ultimate age would be
because it changed everything.
That's a really interesting thing. We should
current.
We should try to come up with a name for it and pitch it to the comic book industry.
They'll love it. It's two guys.
Well, I'll move on here. Speaking of being a wrestling fan, a character that I'm not familiar with in DC Comics, Jericho, card number 98, Jericho. Do you have any idea who the hell this is?
Let me see.
He wears a wildebeest glove. Jericho's.
I know him. Yeah.
On the back of the thing, it says Jericho's wildebeest glove.
85 to today. Modern age still.
That's
too long.
40 years.
It's too long.
That's way too long.
Too many years.
Too many years.
I thought it was 90. I would have said 88 to 90. 85 is a little earlier than what I would have thought, but today, that's too many years.
That's it's time to cut some of that back catalog off.
Because like you don't think of Watchmen and today being the same era.
No,
because Watchmen kicked off the modern age.
I don't think of Jim Lee's X-Men and today being the same era.
And that's 91. And that was 30 fucking years ago. Hence these cards.
This isn't modern age. Yeah, that's crazy. All right, well, listen, comic book community, we need to do something about this.
All right, call your senators.
Call your senators. All right, what's your next one?
Oh, yeah, sorry, I got distracted by this. That was just vexed. I've got Great Battles Legends. It is a beautiful card.
Is that card number 149?
150.
Oh, so you have the second, because we already have 149.
Oh.
And it's called Great Battles Legends?
Yep.
Oh, wait, no, it's just
card C, it looks like.
Legends. Oh, so that means we're missing A, because we probably have B. Got it. All right, so that's a new one. Card number 79. Did we get Amazo yet? We don't. All right.
Oh, big bad right there.
I like seeing the check marks go. Yeah, Amazo is another, he's a stretchy lantern.
So Golden Age went 38 to 56. So that's 28 years. That's reasonable. Actually, no, wait. That's only 18 years.
Yeah, I was going to say.
My maths.
You're doing, yeah.
18 years for Golden Age. The Silver Age went from 56 to 70. So that's 14 years. Even shorter.
Wow.
And that would have been, the Silver Age ended when Gwen Stacy died. Like, that was the impact.
Right.
And then Bronze Age was 70 to 85. Again, 15 years. So we've got 18 years, 15 years, 15 years. How the fuck is it 40 years? Shenanigans.
At some point,
we got to end it.
Somebody's going to have to pitch something.
We should be into a third one.
This is what
if they're 15.
That's what I'm getting at. Like,
we're overdue.
We need to pitch the name of 1985 to the year 2000.
Correct.
And
I would call that the modern age.
When did Ultimate,
I would keep that.
When did Ultimate come out?
2001. I would call that the Ultimate age.
You can't call it the modern age because modern means today. You can't just change the meaning of a word. That's like saying it doesn't make that like.
I would call 2000 to 2015 the Ultimate age.
Right. So I agree.
We do need
Ultimate,
that modern
the
change.
Ultimate age. So we need 85. Do we just call it like the Millennium Age, the Millennium Era,
the Image Era? Because that's when like
the Image, the Indie Era.
Yeah, maybe it's Gold, Silver, Bronze, Indie, Ultimate, and then whatever today is.
Right. Well, modern. Today is modern.
Would be modern for
no
now,
matter what we're living in. It's modern.
That's real.
Hence the definition.
We don't want to date every card. I'm trying to think of timeless things, so we learn our lesson. Interesting.
All right. I got number 30. I believe this completes our impronounceable Mr. Mixelplix.
Yeah.
I got modern age, quote, modern age, Mr. Mixelplix, aka 1985 to 2000.
Ironic.
Yes. So that was, now we have gold and silver and modern of him.
I love that.
So that was also a new card.
I think this one's new because I love this character. We got number 40, Changeling.
Yep, that's a new one.
Dope.
No, it's not a new one.
Oh, nope. Shit.
Never mind. It was already there. We already got Changeling.
Because they call him Beast Boy now.
Yep.
But Gar was Changeling back then.
Yep. Nope. And
my first double again.
No, because
making it my second double.
Oh, yeah. I was going to say.
I didn't set it aside, so my brain went, this is new.
I'm on card number 94 I just drew, which is another new one, Eclipso. Who's another character. This art of him is like something is blocking his face, so I have no idea what he is or who he is.
He's being eclipsed, though.
That's exactly what's happening. You're right. There's like a light coming out of his eye.
He's eclipsed, though.
Eclipso. There's no T in it. Do you know who that is?
I don't. I will completely own that.
Eclipso.
Some of these are really obscure and from the past.
and from the modern era.
And from the modern era of the past. I'm gonna give some love to this fourth wall breaking card. This is dope. It's a character named Megacon carrying a stack of cosmic card boxes, which are the cards we have.
Wait, really?
Look, that literally is the cards we have that he's dropping.
This is so fun. Megacon.
Megacon is dropping cards.
By the way,
in boxes we
Megacon
have.
sounds like a convention.
And it is, but look at the Cosmic Cards box we have.
Yes, he's dropping these cards. In fact, he's dropping
the Hal Jordan.
I can see a Green Lantern. This is number 135. I don't know who this character is.
He's very fourth wall breaking.
The first words are just Megacon is a true gas bag.
You know?
Oh no, he's a true gas bag. He's a sentient gas being from a far-flung galaxy.
What? A metallic suit to give him form.
Megacon, and it's Khan. I have no idea who this is, but I think he's my new favorite DC character.
Love him very much. I like his bold red and yellow color combination.
Megacon.
6'8". What a tall man.
Alrighty. I have a character who I don't know, but whose name I love.
What do you got?
Card number 110. I think this is also a new one because I would remember this name. Vandal Savage.
Oh, I know that guy.
He looks, first off, the name, that should be a pro wrestler.
Great name.
Vandal Savage. And I don't know why, but he has different heads.
Yep.
Does his head switch?
I think he's immortal, so maybe that's showing different ages.
Oh yeah, that would make sense because it's like him.
I think it's time.
It's him as all these different warlords. There's one where he's in a quote modern like military hat. There's one where he looks like he's like a Russian. One where he looks like he's like maybe like Egyptian, like an Egyptian god.
That's why.
Interesting. So that's
the multiple heads definitely threw me off. That's not how I'd illustrate time, but here we go.
Vandal Savage.
All right, my next one is going to be, I believe, a dupe. We got Great Battles Invasion 156.
156 is new.
Oh shit! I see some Doom Patrol. I got Martian Manhunter. Okay, we got new. That's exciting.
Invasion. Okay. I have 164 more Great Battles. Do we have this one? Nope, we do not. I have Armageddon 2001. This is card B. We've already opened C, so there's an A missing here.
Okay. I got a shameless ripoff. Holy shit. I don't know if I've ever seen a character look as much like someone else, like ever.
Okay, but before you do that, can I just reference the fact that these cards that we just opened, of course, from 1991, were for the event called Armageddon 2001, which was very much the future.
Oh, no.
These cards are like, my brain, I went, oh, this was from the event that must have happened. This must have been from Armageddon, which took place in 2001, the comic event. No, this is the comic book title, Armageddon 2001.
Which is now 20 years ago, which to them was 10 years from now.
Yes.
That's the Blade Runner 2049 of cards.
That was incredible. So, all right, so who is this ripoff?
Okay, this guy's named Goldface. His number is 95. But I want you to tell me if you've ever seen Kang painted gold to this exact level. Look at Kang. That's just Kang.
Oof, that is, and it's not even it's all solid.
It's just one color.
Like they took
Kang
all of the colors,
spray painted him gold.
Even the little squares down his center stripey
and the striations under his arms, like that's just Kang.
They took artwork of Kang and made turned him gold.
Oh boy. It's not great.
Goldface's gold gun on the back. There's a little thing. Oh boy, Goldface. Earth's mightiest villains, apparently.
He's a new one. He's not so mighty. He's just Kang.
Clearly.
But hey, both teams do it. Marvel and DC take from each other a lot. That one's just whoa.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of that. Alexandra just sent me a text from the other room. Goldface, this is a very good point. Didn't Jim from The Office play Goldface in Threat Level Midnight? Oh, it was Golden Face.
It was Golden Face, but she's not wrong. That's
Golden
so good.
Face.
It's also Austin Powers and Goldmember.
Exactly. But which is a ripoff, of course, of the man with the golden gun and Goldfinger. Right.
Good God.
All right. I have a card. Maybe we did get this. It looks familiar. I have Golden Age Cheetah. No, we do not have her yet.
Another new
one. We
one.
don't have any cheetahs.
We're crushing.
Golden Age Cheetah. That is also great art.
Oh, that's gorgeous.
Her face, like the facial expression of her being pissed off.
Yeah.
And her doing a little cat claw.
I like Cheetah. All right, I got another new one. I believe I've got Jade, who's number 59.
Number 59.
Jenny Lynn Hayden.
That is new.
I'm shocked my memory's this good.
We're making good progress. Wait, what was the name of the character?
Jade.
I don't think I know that character either.
She looks like a Green Lantern-esque character.
Is she a core member?
Through the emerald birthmark on her palm, Jade wields the super awesome green energy commanded by her father, the Golden Age Green Lantern.
Oh, so she's
the daughter of a lantern.
But wait a minute. But it was passed genetically.
But no ring. Did he fuck with the ring on?
Wait a minute. If you
fuck with the ring on
and make a child,
This is the way I had to wear kryptonite
Or
condoms.
wait a minute. No.
What if they both wear
No.
rings?
Maybe
It's a cock ring.
no, listen, but that's also funny. I like that. I was gonna say maybe it was a fictional. Maybe it was a. What's the word for the things that the Green Lantern makes? What would you call those?
Oh, like
apparitions?
yeah.
It was like apparition semen.
Oh,
It was-
he just inserted.
It wasn't. It was like so he just made
Oh wow.
green power semen.
Would that be a immaculate conception?
There was nothing immaculate about the way he
nothing.
did it.
No, he put in the work. I do like the idea of a green cock ring though. I'm gonna say that's where this came from.
Love that. I have another dupe. I have our gross chemo again.
Oh, there he is.
Our
Chemo's
gross
back.
toxic dump fire.
I got Shadow Thief, who I think is new. 106.
106.
His real name is Carl Sands.
Is Shadow Thief one word?
2 words. Shadow Thief.
Because he steals
He
shadows?
takes them. Let's see. Corporate barons worldwide tremble with terror at the mention of his name, the nefarious Shadow Thief,
Wait.
a ninja master and assassin who specializes in industrial espionage.
But that means he's a good guy. Corporate barons?
Oh, yeah, 100%. This is a good guy. It's 100% a good guy.
In the 90s, it was like, he's evil. He's stealing
but
from
now he just
corporations.
fucks with Elon Musk.
Now we're just like, yeah, take their fucking shit.
Fucking Bezos should
Bezos,
lose
yeah.
some shit. Way to rob Amazon. I like
Alright,
you, Shadow Thief.
My very last card is card number 64. I think we got this one. We did. It's Nightshade. I think we just got her.
Oh, we just got her.
Yep.
My last one I think is new, but it could be a dupe. Great Battles 158.
158 is indeed new.
Yes. Okay, I only got 2 dupes. I feel better about that. It is Cosmic Odyssey, number 158. We crushed today.
What happened in Cosmic Odyssey?
In Cosmic Odyssey, the Dark and the Light, Darkseid and Highfather, protector of the peace and ruler of the New Genesis, are forced into an uneasy alliance by the coming of the anti-life equation.
Oh shit!
Big-
So this
big
is
things
more
popping.
Kirby,
More New Gods
God
craziness.
stuff. Well, so without adding the 10 foils, which we now
Sure.
know exist, which by the way we have
2 of 10.
20%.
Not too shabby.
We have completed 42.78% of this.
In 2 sets of recordings.
Yes.
And we've still got one more to go next week. Crushing it.
Yeah.
Crushing it.
Yeah. So I think this might happen sooner.
I think
although
we might do this.
but
it's
it's
going to
really,
get harder and harder.
That's the question is like, how many episodes are we going to go where it's all dupes?
All dupes. Right now, we're crushing it. That's how it always goes. At
Yeah.
some point, it's going to be like, where's the Charizard?
Right.
And who is it?
Oh, this is fun.
Who's the rare one? All right.
Well, listen, we know that this is extending our episodes. I don't care. I think this is a fun little thing. If we're doing this at the end of the episode and you guys don't care about it, you can always just skip it.
But if you like it, let us know, 'cause it's fun. Well, that is going to do it for this extra long episode of We Like Cards and Playing This Game with the Side of News. We will be back next week for the hot and hotline heavy episode with your questions. And we appreciate you very much. Please do leave a review over on Apple Podcasts. With those reviews, you get entered into this very game to get all of these cards. So leave a review over there. 1 star, probably won't want to give you the cards, but up to 4 and 5, we are more likely. I won't pretend to be too cheap to say, hey, they gave us 1 star. Fuck them. They're not getting the cards. So please leave a good review over at Apple Podcasts. You can also leave a review on Spotify without words, so you're not going to be injured, but leave a review over there as well, just for the algorithm. Check out koicast.com for merch. We got shirts, we got mugs, we got masks, we got whatever you need over at koicast.com. Please do also join the Patreon. As you heard, our new gift horse has been crowned. He gets to choose what we watch and discuss over on the Patreon only pod. We have over 150 episodes of us talking about the art we love over in the Patreon only pod. So check that out, especially if you want to hear about Mr. Miracle and Jake's experience with it. If you want to hear about all the movies we've been enjoying, check out the Patreon pod. You can also follow us on social media. I'm at Koijandro. He's at Jake Lloyd Bacon. And if you use the hashtag Koicast, we'll get your attention over there. 818-794-0722 is the phone number. That's 818-794-0722 to leave your own hot and hotline heavy call, or you can send a voice memo to contact@koicast.com. This has been episode 150. This has been glorious, and you have been awesome. Thank you for being here. Thank you for listening. And thank you, as always, to Comic Books for existing. We'll see you next week.
Hey everyone, Jake Lloyd Bacon here.
Along with Paul Bianchi.
And Alexandra Hoy.
Hey, we all host different shows on Dragon Wagon Radio.
We do, but that's not what we're here to talk about.
Not at all. We are here to talk about Dungeons and Dragon Wagon.
A narrative podcast series in which we venture into a mythical land for a D&D inspired role-playing game.
Alexandra and I are joined by Matt Hinksman and a very special guest of quest for each chapter of an epic saga in which we must take on the roles of half-orcs, dark elves, and more as we fight our way through a fantastical land of peril, drama, and often hilarity.
All of which is controlled by me, the Dungeon Master, and the player's chance rolls of the die.
And our show is for everyone. Even if you know nothing about D&D or role-playing games, we've got you covered.
That's right, our game sessions are highly edited, easy to follow, sound designed from top to bottom, and completely immersive.
Yeah, our episodes sound more like a well-produced radio drama than an RPG show.
So what are you waiting for? Join the adventure on Dungeons and Dragon Wagon at dndwpod.com or wherever you find great podcasts.
It's Dragon Wagon.